Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. E3 is just a couple of days away, and the closer that we get, the more leaks we get about games or presentations that we should be seeing when E3 rolls around. And that seems to be the case with what 2K is going to be talking about in their press conference during E3. There was a post on Reddit about what we should be expecting to see at the 2K press conference. Now, some of those things are kind of like, well, really, of course, we're going to see that. Kind of like an announcement on NBA 2K22. But there's other things that are complete surprises, like games that the studio is working on. Now, originally, this leak happened on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But now I'm doing a video on this because actually the leak has been confirmed by a reporter saying that this is actually true. So this tweet comes from Jason Schreier. Yes, the 2K leak is real, but I'm not sure all of it is going to be at E3. Can't wait for Marvel Xcom though. Oh, and I should add that I have no idea who's on NBA 2K22's cover, but it's probably safe to assume that part is correct since the rest is. So that gave credibility to the leak. So let's quickly go over what was leaked on Reddit. NBA 2K22, Dirk Nowitzki will be this year's cover athlete. It could be the cover of another Legend edition with other athletes on other editions, as some of the comments have mentioned. NBA 2K22. We know we're going to get an NBA 2K22 no matter what. There's going to be an NBA 2K23 and NBA 2K24, so that is a given, right? Is the game going to change a lot from last year? Probably not. It probably focus more on the next gen graphics and things like that. It's probably what they're going to show up. They'll probably talk about physics and the way the fabric moves, the hair, the sweat, and all those things that probably will take advantage of the next gen consoles. But hey, it's an NBA 2K20 whatever number title, and that's what we should expect. Wonderlands, codename Daffodil. It's a Borderlands spin-off title featuring Tiny Tina. The final name could also be Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, as this is the name that Gearbox already trademarked. Seems to be the same styles as all other Borderlands games, with multi-class heroes to play as. This spin-off is rumored since last year, so I guess this isn't really new. Reveal should be expected at E3. Wonderlands, which is a Tiny Tina spin-off for a Borderlands game. I have never played a Borderlands game. It have never looked like a game that I'm interested in playing. So I don't really know anything about Tiny Tina or Borderlands. I just know what it looks like and the cover, and I know the type of game that it is. But besides that, I've never played the game, so I can't really tell you much. Let me know in the comment section if you were thinking that this game was going to come out, if it's something that was expected as the leaker says. I would really like to know. New for Access game, codename Coda. New turn-based action game using Marvel property. Sources described it as Xbox with Marvel heroes. Seems like some famous actors are voicing the characters. The new for Access game, that Xcom Marvel style game, that I do have some opinions on, because I am an XCOM fan. I actually have played XCOM for a while. I played the first XCOM. I remember playing it on PC years ago. My brother had the game. I can't remember if he bought it or found it somewhere. I don't remember how he came to it. And I remember he was explaining it to me and I was like, really? That doesn't sound like something that will be cool. But then when I played it, I was like, wow, this is like really fun. So if you're not familiar with XCOM, XCOM is pretty much you are a military branch that is comprised of soldiers from different parts of the world. And they fight aliens. So there's an alien invasion and you go out and fight aliens. The whole appeal of the game is that you get to build your own squad. The cool thing is that you can name each person, you can change the way they look, and you can do a lot of customization on each of the people in your squad, which creates an attachment with that person in your squad. And to the point that when you play the game, there's certain squad mates that you don't want to lose, or when you actually lose, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I lost this person. And the reason is because you also progress as you play. Each individual squad mate gets better as the more they fight. The more missions they go out on, the more experience they get, the better they get, the better weapons, stronger, all these things. So when you lose one of these characters, is a huge deal because you have invested so much time into that one character. So it creates this whole dynamic. That is kind of what the gameplay of XCOM is, and that's what the appeal is. So that's what takes me to the next part. If we're doing Marvel characters, right? Marvel characters are powerful to begin with. Iron Man has a suit, and the suit can get better and get more weapons and things like that. So I can see how Iron Man will fit into this kind of game. You start with a kind of weakish armor, and then you level up your armor as you play the game. But Thor is already Thor. Like, what else can you give Thor as the game progresses? Spider-Man, same thing. He has powers, and because he uses the suit, they can kind of use probably the same narrative that they've done in the movies, where the suit is kind of like the star of the movie. The suit gets more improvements and gets better. In combination with Spider-Man's powers, he gets stronger and better at doing things. So that I can see. But the characters that already have powers, and like I said, Thor, Doctor Strange, Hulk, how do we make those people stronger? That's some of the people. If we have Wolverine in there, all these characters that are superheroes, they're already powerful. So that kind of takes away the appeal a little bit from making it into an XCOM game that you have to power up these people as the game goes on. That's my one concern. I'm curious to see how this goes. If it is an XCOM style game, how they're going to make it fit within that gameplay that XCOM is so known for. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and to see how that's going to work out when they talk about it. Codename Vault. New action game seems to be in really early development. Logo looks similar to the Fallout logo. No final name yet. Sources describe it as, I don't know how to say that, meets Saints Row. Game looked pretty unfinished in the trailer. Sadly, my source didn't know which studio is developing this title. I think it could be Hangar 13, as they had a leaked contract last year that stated that they are working on open world sci-fi title with supernatural elements. Then we have Codename Vault, which is the word that I can pronounce, which spells CTHULHU. So, Chulhu? I'm not even going to try. Meets Saints Row. So from the research that I did on that's a comic, and a game that came out was a role-playing horror game, meets Saints Row. So I don't know how that will work, So if they are working on it and they are just going to do the announcement that they're working on something like this, it will be cool to see what that looks like. But again, I have no idea of what this might be. So I'm definitely looking forward to the 14th when 2K will have their press conference where they'll announce these games. Are you looking forward to any of these games? Are you an XCOM player like I am? And do you have any opinions on the Marvel XCOM style game? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.